What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and I'm not feeling that great today, so just give me a break. But I still wanted to get you guys some content, especially regarding a firearm that you guys have heavily requested for months and months and months, and I finally got around to it. So my apologies in the first place, but we are here. And I also have other PSA stuff coming in. It was supposed to come today, but for some reason it didn't. And I also have a subcompact that you probably have never seen or heard of coming in soon, so that should all be with this weekend. So stay tuned for lots of good content. And the best part about content like this is it's affordable. It's stuff that the average person like me, who gets up and go to work, works 55, 60, 65 hours a week, can afford, and it won't hurt our families, but yet we can still afford to protect our families if needed, and train and have some money left over for some ammo, some defensive classes, and so on. But before we get started, please hit the like button, guys. Hitting the like button, dropping the comments, just putting anything in the comments, it all helps me get stuff like this and afford stuff like this. I don't do this stuff just so I can, stockpile firearms. I do it so I can have a review channel, learn what's the best firearm for me, what could be the best firearm for you, and help you guys make decisions. That's what this channel is about. If I wanted to receive a bunch of free items from a bunch of free places, I would be doing it. But you notice that none of my stuff has been free lately, and there's a reason for it. It's because I do not want to become biased. I don't want to become one of these companies that gets 10 of these sent to them, and then next thing you know, this is their best firearm in the world. It's their main carry, where there's a chance it could be your main carry. It could be the best firearm. But it's weird when you see someone go from carrying a Glock majority of the time, now all of a sudden their favorite firearm is a SIG. It just seems really, really odd. But let me get a sip of water real quick. I had a rough day at work today, but the PSA Dagger, right? Like I said, I have other PSA stuff coming in, so stay tuned. Let's check it out. First thing I notice is the box is cool. It's simple. And what I like about it is I have so many plastic containers from Glock that I never will use, I'll never touch, because I have a range bag and stuff like that. I'll never use them. They literally just sit in my basement closet that no one even goes in, right? And the problem is that costs money. Glock has to pay money to make those cases. Yes, they look nice, but to be honest, they're not even that organized that well. Like a Canic does a great job organizing their case, and they make it worth the case. Glock doesn't even make it worth the case, but I'm sure they charge you. When they sell it to you, you're getting upcharged simply because you get that bullcrap Glock case. So that's one thing, PSA, you're already doing right. Now you open it up. Look at this. Simple. Nothing more, nothing less. This is just what you need, right? And what I like about it is they have everything organized decently, even though there's not a lot. It's going to be your manual. But what I like is, look at some stickers. I have a sticker wall in my work truck. That's exactly where these are going. That's why this is sitting right here. I'm going to go take those, put them on my sticker wall. Shout out to PSA. I can always use more stickers. Stickers I don't mind getting. But just a simple manual. No big deal. Right? And a nice spot for it. Sorry guys, trying to do this on camera. But let's get into what really matters. And I had to go stainless steel. I love stainless steel firearms, and especially for carry firearms. I try to avoid certain cuts and stuff like that just for getting dirty and stuff. But to be honest, in all reality, in a firearm this size, it's not going to be pocket carried, stuff like that. You're not going to have too many issues with it getting dirty if you get different porting and cuts and all that. But I just wanted something simple. My favorite combination is stainless steel with black. Now, first impressions. Ergonomics are on point. In my opinion, it reminds me of the Taurus TX22. It sort of reminds me of more of a glove-fitting Glock, right? I love Glock ergonomics, but at the same time, these are different. And I do like that it gives you texture, but it could have better texture, but the texture is better than Glock's. And honestly, it does fit your hand really well. I do notice that the mag hangs down a little bit, and it does have some wobble, but I've heard nothing but good things when it comes to reliability with these mags and so on. The other things you notice is, obviously, it's a Glock clone. If you love Glocks, chances are you're going to love this. And there's a lot of people that love these Glock clones, right? And are diehard for them. So, like I said, got stainless steel. Firearm is cleared. Always is. Always safety check prior to every video. Here we go, though. Let's get into it. I paid $265, right, for this. And it came with just a lock, no extra mags. It literally just came with one mag. And obviously, That's where that's going, because that's pointless. But I get that it's law. But so far, this thing feels really good in the hand, really ergonomic. But the thing is, you're going to say, oh, Spin, why'd you get it compact? Guys, I love my Glock 19. I love my XDMs. I love my Glock 45. I just don't carry them as much. But when I go shooting in the woods and I go shooting in the winter, and sometimes when I carry in the winter, I carry a larger firearm. And I do that not by carrying appendix, because I don't like the long barrels and I have a hard time with printing, but I put it on my hip. I put it on my 3 o'clock. And then I can conceal it fine because I'm wearing a jacket or a hoodie because I live in a state that gets really cold in the winter. So I love stuff like this. Also, I do it for you guys. Chances are this is probably going to be a firearm that I don't carry very much, but I will, just to test it for you guys, for the channel, and compare it to other things. Another thing I promise you I will do with it is put a major round count through it, just to let you know how it holds up. Because here's the thing. Budget firearms are budget firearms. In order to make them, corners have to be cut somewhere. It doesn't matter where. They have to do it. One example is a cheap box, which is fine. That's a good corner to cut. But let's say quality of the internals after 2,000 rounds, that's a terrible corner to cut. So I really just want to make sure that these firearms are built and last and be trusted and built like a tank. Because here's the thing. My Glock 19, which may be double the price, I guarantee will probably last double the time. And yes, it does come with metal sights, but it is what it is. With Glock, you can always swap those out. But for my Glock 19, I know I'm never going to have issues with it. I know I'm going to get in the tens of thousands with round counts of the same parts and not a single issue. And I've done that with Glock 26s and other stuff. So that is the big question. Is it worth it to spend $300 or $265 on something like this, or $550 on a Glock, right? That is the big question. But here's another big question. How much money do you have? Do you have $350 and you want a firearm that has a rail, that has 15+1 capacity, that you can use for home defense, and that you can also take with you when you leave the house? Then yes, if you have $350 or lower, this is a great way to go. You can get a firearm like this. Holster options are plentiful. Sight options plentiful. So you'll have a little money left over to where you can get some night sights, a nice holster. By the time it's all said and done, you're at $350, $400. Whereas a Glock, you're going to be at like $700. So there's trade-offs to literally everything. But so far, great quality. Feels really good in the hand. I mean, as I hold it more and more in an actual shooting position, it feels really, really good in the hand. On top of that, that finish is really, really nice. It is a stainless steel finish, and I really think that it's going to last a long time and be quality. The barrel, too quick to tell, but it sort of does look like a Ruger style barrel, like with the coating, but it should be fine. Or even a Smith & Wesson, it should be fine. Shouldn't have any issues. Here's the thing though. Notice that trigger. A lot of people get on me about my Smith & Wessons. Sorry guys, I need another drink of water. A lot of people get on me about my Smith & Wessons having a hinged trigger, right? And that's exactly what this has. Instead of having a trigger safety like a Glock, right, with that little trigger dingus, this has a hinge safety. So it's like your Smith & Wesson Shields, your M&P 40Cs, your subcompact 2.0s, not the new one, the old one. And a lot of people don't like that. What I have found though is actually, if you learn them, and if you learn to always make sure that your finger is further down on that trigger, you're never going to have issues, and it's going to be a very, very, very fast shooter. Once again, another great part about this being a Glock clone, Glock parts are plentiful. Something goes wrong, I have 10 different Glock parts that could fit this firearm just like this, and I could fix it at any second. That also means you can customize it. So if this is just a firearm you want to build and customize and turn into your own, this is a great way to start, because it's only $300 or $250 or $260 or whatever it was. But overall, I really like it. I'm really excited for the micro dagger. That's the big one that I've been looking forward to. So we will be getting that as well. But right now, I love this thing. And who knows, this may be my home defense gun. I may throw a nice little light on there. I like how the trigger guard is a decent size, so I can get glove fingers in there for a cold winter. Like I said, fits like a glove. What more can you ask for? Now the only thing left is to go shooting. Here's the thing. We can talk about all day about the value, how great it is, the budget aspect to it. But where it all really comes down is its performance and how long it can last, its durability, and does it have issues. For instance, my Canik MC9 ran great. then hit about 750 rounds and can't run a single magazine without an issue. These daggers, on the other hand, tend to run some really good, amounts of rounds without issues, and if they are issues, they're like light primer strikes caused by ammo. But from everyone I've known, they're solid firearms. So anything Glock clone related tends to be decent, but the main thing is, not his firearm, not that review channel, not this one, but the actual dagger that you get in your hand, testing that one. And making sure you're testing those home defense the self-defense rounds that you are going to be using at least once a month, and also putting a good round count through it. The only other thing that makes me nervous when it comes to budget firearms is, how long are these parts going to last if you're putting a lot of rounds through it? For me, my everyday carry firearms, I put 200 to 300 rounds through them every single week. That does a lot of wear and tear on a firearm. Can budget firearms like this handle that? Where did they find $300 to save compared to the actual Glock in order to make it a clone? And that's the question. And that's what we all want to know. How will this last? Is it worth just buying a Glock and not having to deal with problems down the road, or buying another one of these? Or is it worth this and it possibly outlasting a Glock, or making it worth it? So that is the question. That is the answer. If you have any experiences with PSA daggers or anything like that and are excited about these firearms and love them, drop it in the comments. But once again, guys, I got it for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.